Don't blink if you blink. Welcome to the show. Guys, doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 26th June 2025. This is part 2 of why making content is so hard. It is so hard. Before we continue, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong with only being able to have help. See, the personal person thing that I don't like that a person is asking me for help when it's something that they want. They don't want my friendship. They don't care. Like, I had this person. She came to a live. This was months ago. This was this winter actually. And she liked my couple of my videos, and then in the DMs she told me she didn't. I was like, okay, well, thank you. She's like, you can do the same. Wait a second. Are you kidding me? She's like, no, why? He said, you don't really care, right? You don't really care. It was shitty. So I blocked her. Was she wrong? In principle, yes. You shouldn't do something wanting something else in return. Right? You shouldn't be doing something else. At the same time, it's tougher. It's a lot tougher. Because if this is a cultural thing, if the mentality of people is, I'm going to self-promote, I'm going to send my shit, I'm going to promote my videos, I'm going live, so let me tell people I'm going live. I posted this video, so let me tell people that I posted this video. You know? It's tough. Because if everybody else is doing that, this is the new norm. And even though you morally think it's wrong, your opinion, your ideals don't matter. It's going to be the majority that wins. If a majority, okay, there's this study. And the guy, it's a guy, right? And he's going in a classroom. And he's doing a survey. Like the classroom. And they tell the class, they ask question. At first, the class give good answer. So they'll ask question like, oh, hey, how much is 20 times 15? We'll give a good answer, which is 300. They'll give a good answer. Then they'll go for something else. What is the square root of 84? What is the square root of 64? 8, you know? They'll give a good answer. And the person knows that a good answer, right? And then what they'll do is, they're all actors. So what they'll do is, they'll say, okay, well, what's 12 times 2? Then the classroom is going to say 26. So the guy who comes in, who's the subject of the study, say, no, that's not 26, 24. But everybody else in the class is saying 26. Like, wait a second, maybe it is 26. Maybe I'm wrong. There's no way that everybody making a mistake, right? Which is factual. But if a belief is factual, so for example, right? Smoking was socially acceptable. I don't think people ever doubted that smoking wasn't great for you, right? There's the benefit to it. Lower your stress, lower your appetite, helps you wake up, helps you relax. The nicotine in itself is kind of, okay. Nicotine in itself is, oh my god, this is another subject, but still. Nicotine in itself is kind of healthy. It's not the healthiest thing, but it's kind of healthy. They put additives to it. They put additives to make it addictive. They put a lot of shit, right? And the thing that they had is not healthy. Weed in moderation is healthy. It cures Parkinson. It cures pain. It's a pain relief, you know, natural pain relief. It's addictive. Is it addictive because of what they put or not? You know, sleep aid, which is Metalucin, melanin, sorry, is addictive and abuse, or when you take too much of it, right? It's addictive. So the content is the same thing. I didn't think about it, but imagine, right? Imagine we do a video, and this video get 10 views. And like, yo, this is so cool. And then the next video does 4 views. Oh my god, what happened? Whoa, what happened? I don't understand. Then you ask people, like, yo, I'm addicted. I had 10 views. Give me 10 views, please. I'm like, oh, okay. How am I supposed to do that? You know? But then there's also this. Before I continue, there's also something that I'm doing that's wrong. It's not because for me, it's not. I feel ashamed. I don't feel comfortable. Don't feel comfortable asking for help. Even last time, Janice helped me, right? Last time somebody helped me was Janice. And Janice is part of the community that I built. And I'm so lucky to have him. But I'm so lucky to have other people as well. People don't understand that I've been working for 4 years, and the handful of people I have, without earning them, without owning them, kind of worked for it, you know? It's not because for me, it is something that I don't like to do, to ask for help. That is not okay for somebody else. Janice offered to help. I didn't ask him. He was like, yeah, let me help you. I know you're struggling. I'm like, really, dude? Okay, I'm not gonna say no. Did I feel comfortable with him helping me? Yes, because it was from him. And it was fun too. It was not only work, it was fun together. So, you know, it was like just chilling. It's just like a chilling, but we also work on a project, which is cool. I don't feel comfortable with that. I wouldn't be asking people for help always, because I would feel so bad. I would feel bad. Give me a sec. She just cleaned her balcony, and some of my stuff's gonna go over on the balcony. My balcony is as dirty as the apartment, so. But you know, they're kind of complex. It's addictive. It's addictive. I was seeing the person. And this was the craziest thing. And this is also, again, I abandoned this video why making content is so hard. Another thing, Jean. Because I was going to a show because I wanted to film it, and then I ended up really enjoying the show, but I couldn't really enjoy it because I was talking to people. You know? And at the same time, when I talk about people, and I say, Jean, I had a dude come up to me, and he's talking to me. I don't know why he chose me, but he's talking to me. And at first, the first thing he told me is like, oh, I haven't got out of the apartment. I haven't got out of my house for 2 years. Okay, I understand. I was like that with you. You know, I was lonely, so I talked a lot. It's a natural feeling. It's a natural need to talk a lot. So I allow him. And then he started talking for a long time. Then started telling me his story. I'm like, yeah, this is cool, but first of all, I don't know you. Second of all, I'm not gonna talk to you after this. Third of all, this is a show. Like, this is some good music. Why aren't you listening? Just enjoy the moment, right? But again, I saw some distress in his eyes. I was like, okay, well, this guy is lonely. Possibly doesn't have a lot of friends. You know, it's okay, I understand. And then, the craziest thing happened. One of his friends came in. And he started talking. And then I stopped existing. And my first reaction was like, okay, well, this is fucking rude. No bye, no good luck, no whatever. You were talking to me for 20 minutes. Not even a bye. And the second time, I was like, dude, I wasn't really helping this guy. This guy was kind of using me as a verbal punching bag, you know? Did I care? No, because I understood where he came from. But what he did was wrong. Did I care? I don't care if you're doing something wrong. For example, right? You're hungry. You're really hungry. And you steal. You're hungry, okay. Or if you steal because there's a chill to it. I sold a DVD. You're not hungry. I'm not gonna sell that shit. If she sells DVD, I'm gonna sell it for how much? For $2, $3? I'm gonna pay the rent, right? So yeah, so that's the kind of thing. But then you get addicted. I saw this video on Instagram yesterday, and it was brilliant. It was fucking amazing. I gotta say though, this was really good content. So this guy is almost a paparazzi. What he does, he's gonna be a celebrity. He's gonna say a high five. They're gonna take a high five, and people are laughing. Celebrities are laughing. What he does, which is really smart, is in one hand there's a high five, in the other hand he has a camera. So I'll take some really, oops. I didn't have one overeat of the phone, so I'm really happy. So what he does, he takes really up close picture with a quality camera, and the photos are extraordinary. I gotta say, the photos were extraordinary. I'm gonna try to find his channel and I'll put it in the description. They're amazing. They're amazing. Like honestly, bro, crazy. Crazy. And he took a picture with a actress called what's her name? Courtney Cox. She's not a porn star. She's actually very popular. Man, I've heard of her and Friends. She's really cute too. By the way, she is like 62, 63, and she's smoking hot. Yes. So the first thing he says, that's a million views right there. I was like, oh, dude, that is so fucking shitty to say, but it's addictive. It's addictive. You're chasing the thrill. A lot of people that gamble are gambling because of the thrill, because of the possibility to make it big. A lot of people that those extreme sports are doing for the thrill. I could, end my life here. Do you hear that? It's so nice to have videos that are viral. It's so nice to have likes. It's nice to have comments. Like, I'm a small channel. I don't get a lot of comments. Most of the comments I get are positive. Like, keep up the good work, or hey, you're talking well. Hey, I love that video. Thank you so much. Which was really cool. And it's kind of mind-blowing. Kind of mind-blowing that this happened. I'm a normal dude. I'm a normal person. Yes, I'm a normal person. I know it's hard to believe that I'm normal, but somehow I am. Yeah. So, with that being said, of course, it was really nice to see how good he was. It was really nice to see the content, but the person behind the thing was, And then there's a lot of people that are, they're coming out as being horrible. Mr. B came out as being questionable, allegedly. I'm not gonna get in trouble. So and then you worship those false idols. You worship people that are simple people, Guys, this is fucking gorgeous. This is fucking gorgeous. Look at this. Wow. So yeah, so there's this content creator called Jacksepticeye. You know him. Very popular. Or used to be very popular. He saw what the content was becoming. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And because he spoke about how the platform is changing, you are blacklisted, right? Either you follow change or you're left behind, which is a very normal thing to say. It's a very normal thing in life. Either you follow the change, either you adapt to the situation, or you get left behind. That's very normal. Yeah, addictive. Numbers are addictive. For the longest time, YouTube Studio, I was doing my analytics. And I was in love with it. And I was like, dude, this is just showing how much of a loser you are. I began to doubt myself, And then you see me working hard. Am I really working hard? Not really. Am I putting description in videos? Not really. Am I editing content for gaming? Yes, but not really. I'm not adding effects, I'm just taking clips, I'm just clipping, which is super easy. You know? This video right here, that's a cool thing. This video right here will be untouched. I'm gonna post it, I'm gonna find a title. By the way, title was found an hour 15 minutes ago. But I don't have to think about it. I'm gonna post it. You know what? You know what's insane? I know exactly how much space it's gonna take. Right now, this is about 11 gig. I upload 8 gig per hour. So, long story short, we have been uploading. We are gonna take 2 hours. Not 2 hours, but with hour and shit like that, it's gonna take 3 hours to upload. The next 3 hours, I don't have to worry about content. I'm still gonna do content, but yeah. But for some people that are working behind the scenes, for some people that are working even more than I do, I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom. False alert, it was a fart. It's just people, it's the amount of time that you're putting in, it's the amount of work. And then there's this work smarter, not harder. And then there's this system, right? There's this program. Like, the number of things you can do automatically. I found something called Restream, where, this is an insane story. Which is, again, we're trying to multi-stream, so I'm stream on TikTok also. Because I got a bigger community, first of all, and there's more cash on TikTok. Whoopsies. So, yeah. And that's... And you know what? You know what kind of bugged me also about the situation? I'm gonna say, I was really pissed off at the person yesterday for writing that. She didn't do anything wrong, but I was really like, dude, you're such a... This is using people, you know that. You might not think that it is, but it is. And if you look at her channel, she has 5,600 something followers. You should be happy with that. This is a lot more than a lot of people. You should be thankful for that. Fuck views, fuck likes. You had some form of success. Congratulations. Imagine having no success. I got a guy yesterday, and it's funny. This is coming clean, okay? Yesterday I did some reaction to comments. One of the comments that I got on the gaming channel was like, hey, you know what? You know what? And this is kind of crazy too. This is the dark side of making content. You gotta get into that too, psychological aspect of it. This guy was like, I don't have anything to say about this video, but I want reaction videos. I did a reaction and I was pretending I didn't know what he meant. I knew what she meant. You're a piece of shit, right? Or there's this guy, that's the funny thing too, where he's commenting on a lot of shit. He's liking a lot of shit. Being very supportive. And even if he wasn't supportive, I would have done a reaction video. When people leave comments on TikTok, I like to answer with a video. Why? It's easy content. It's easy content. And it's interacting with you guys. So it's easy content, plus it gives a sense that I'm really close to my community, which is good. Because I wish I was closer, but I'm not that close. You see, that's the thing. The people I'm close to on social media, I'm really close to. The people I'm not close to, I'm not close to. There's no in-between, there's no middle. Is there a middle possibly somewhere? Absolutely. You can have friends when they're not close to you. I think that's possible, but I prefer having a small group of friends that are really close. Anyway, so I come in and I'm like, okay, well, this is kind of cool. this guy, he's saying, hey, please, I'm a big fan of yours. Can I have a video? And usually I would say no. But anyway, he was supportive. So I gave him a video. And then guess what? Disappeared. Which is nuts. It's nuts. Or I'll get blocked by people because I don't like videos or I'm not supporting them. One of my biggest fights, and this is now we're getting into the psychological aspect of it, right? So this is part 3 of our video. The psychological aspect. I told this story a million times about the guy who, you guys possibly heard me say this before, but there was this guy who's very unstable and his dream was to make content, but the content he was doing was me. It was talking about subjects that might not interest people, right? And if you're lucky, it interests people. If you're not lucky, it doesn't interest people, and that's okay. You gotta put. See, when I do content, or when people do content, you're putting yourself out there. People might not fuck with what you're saying. People might not care about what you're talking about, and that's okay. That is perfectly fine. That's perfectly normal. You can't expect everything to happen for you. It'll happen if it's meant to happen, and if it doesn't happen, well, it wasn't meant to happen. That's simple as that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the fact that you tried and failed. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with expecting that you succeed. A guy comes in, and he's like, oh well, guess what? I don't understand. I'm doing live and nobody comes. Guys, nobody cares, bro. Oh my god. Okay, we'll talk about two stories. This is a great story, by the way. I'm gonna get something to eat because I'm hungry. See? This is the craziest thing. You guys, I started this video about an hour ago. I was tired. Look at me now. Am I tired? What changed? Nothing. Oh, I got a text. Starting at where is it? Starting at 8:30, so an hour 15. On the menu, pure protein birthday cake. It's actually pretty good. What is that? Daily values. It's so funny. On this bar, they're saying 15% more is a lot. The only thing that's 50% more is saturated fat. Nice promotion over here. Legally speaking, they have to say that. Birthday cake, it smells delicious. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Thanks, Mom. And this guy come in, and I feel bad for him because, oh my god, he's the weird duck, and I was the weird duck. And when I see this, I recognize myself in that. I'm like, no. This is ink. I'm gonna tell you what is my secret. That's one of my biggest secrets. This is a secret, don't tell. Okay. I'm possibly one of the weirdest person you'll ever meet. I'm just able to sell it. I sell being weird. And people buy it. And this guy, I was in a chat and he was getting mad at me because I wasn't tapping the stream. Like, dude, you're doing battles and you have somebody in your streams. What the fuck do you expect, right? It's just dumb. It's just dumb. So then what ended up happening? It was really simple. It was really good. Really good. I want that piece. You know my water bottle is. Okay. Let's use that water bottle. Well, there's a plan, but hey, let's use it. Look how nice it is. It's basically because the camera pictures this, which is a ray of sunlight. Your eyes can't. Again, one of the pros of living in a high apartment, high floor. Craziest thing is, when I got the apartment, I didn't care what floor it was. Love's a death for peace of mind. When the curtain closes and dies, we'll be home and off to die. It wasn't hard to realize. Love's a death for peace of mind. So psychologically speaking, the number are addictive. See, it's so interesting because with content, you're putting yourself out there. So, for example, right? With something else, you can have a really, really cool job, and because you have a really, really cool job, people will think you're cool. Having a cool job doesn't make you cool. Having a cool job, you know what it means? Having a cool job means? It means exactly that. You have a cool job. Nothing more, nothing less. Right? And this is enough to satisfy you. It should be enough to satisfy you. 35%. We got 35% and we got 40%. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. Actually pretty good. So, with that being said, now my neighbors are out. I'm gonna be filming something else because I don't want them to think I'm filming them. Crystal Light, lime and lemon. Delicious. One's gonna be enough, yeah. So this is 1.5. I want you to have this really strong mix. You don't need a strong mix. Remember, addictive. Being life for who you are is addictive. Being successful is addictive. See? This is gonna be very psychological, but fuck it. We're being sold this idea. By the way, this is my longest video since fucking months, so this is really good. I love doing that. No. Usually there's a little bit of powder left, so I get to enjoy a little bit of a tasty treat. You've been raised, you've been bred, you've been taught at school that very little amount of people are successful. And you believed it. So when you have a success, you're like, I'm not supposed to have success. I'm just this average Joe. I'm just this average dude. Success is not for me. It isn't meant for me. It was never meant for me, right? And that's true. That's the truth. Bit noisy, huh? See, we're talking about cool job. People will judge you for picking up garbage. They won't work themselves, so the fuck do I care your opinion? If you knew how much money you were making out of this, crazy. Crazy, dude. Crazy. There you go, the hair they're finally slaying. I feel like cutting them, but I don't want to. And I'm working up, I'm hiding music. Don't tell my boss. Um, so yeah, so it's very addictive, but also it's very destructive. If you don't have the number, you kind of like, oh, I'm not good enough. If you're not successful, being yourself, like, oh, maybe I should be somebody else, right? Notice something. All I want to sound like a conspiracy theorist. All popular content creator have something in common. Now, either it's natural, or they were born with it, or it was taught to them. It's a different thing. The YouTube for kids are kids being trained to be content creator. Understand that. Understand that. This is nuts. This is completely nuts. There was this guy, you might hate him, Jack Doherty. Jack Doherty was a multi-millionaire at the age of 14. How many people can say that? Not a lot of people, you know? So it's kind of nice. It's kind of really nice. It's kind of really nice when you think about it. I can't believe. Delicious. What about your aspiration? Right? A lot of people are going to be making social content for fame and fortune. And this is what I think people go a bit wrong. And here why. If you're doing something, expecting something in return. See, and this is also something that you're taught. Hey, if you work, you'll get paid. Imagine. Wow, I'll get paid? Okay, well, I'll work. How many things that I do that I get no results versus something I do and I get results? That's how life works. You should be rewarded for your hard work. It doesn't mean that it's going to be rewarded. What is the hardest job ever? A father, a mother, yes. What is the reward for that? Love. Can you quantify love? Not really, right? Not really. When you're going to be changing diapers and you're going to be a puke on your shoulder. You say, oh, well, I like love, but that doesn't pay for the shirt and doesn't pay for the smell, you know? That's part of life. It's one of the most beautiful things in life. Being parents is amazing, you know? So yeah, so if you're doing something expecting something else, see, the problem with expecting something, if it doesn't happen, you'll be disappointed. So by doing something for something, you're having, I was going to say hopes, but I'm going to say expectation. And expectations can be failed. And you're like, oh, fuck. Let me think about this, you know? So it's nice, it's really nice. Now, for the shame thing, see, if something doesn't work, you try harder. So when I called it not to work, what I did, simple. I just worked harder. I just worked harder and harder and harder and harder. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? A little bit ADHD part. See, a lot of people think I'm fucking crazy because I made 40,000 videos over the last 4 years. Do you realize that the only thing I accomplished in the last 4 years was that? What else did I do? I work at 9 to 5. When I lost my job, what could I have done? Play a video game, masturbate? That would have been really nice. That would have been really nice too. Holy fuck, why didn't I do that? But long term, was it fulfilling? No. No, it wasn't. You know? It makes you wonder. You know? And then the psychological thing of it also is you're constantly hunting for numbers. And then there's this fear of, so I'm gonna be super sexist over here, super misogynistic. Women have a bigger fear of aging than men, right? And that's why they use Botox, and that's why they're taking their hair. It's very rare that you're gonna see a woman with white hair. Notice that. It's very rare. Compared to a man with white hair, they're very rare. There's a reason for that. Men tend to go for a younger woman. There's this constant fear of, he's gonna cheat on me with somebody younger, right? And men age more gracefully, you know? Kind of look like shit when you're not, when you're an old man, kind of look good, you know? So yeah, so women are afraid of getting replaced, and because they're afraid of getting replaced, they create themselves those not problem, but yeah, those fears. Well, content creator is exactly the same thing. If somebody's gonna become more popular than I am, how many content creators fell off just because they were old school? A lot of them. It's kind of crazy. See, I was talking about Jacksepticeye. I don't like the dude. I don't like the dude. The reason why I don't like Jacksepticeye is very simple. He's against the trend of using money and bigger stakes and like that. But himself was part of a trend where when you play a game, you have to overreact. You have to have colorful hair. You have to be almost cartoonish. Him, Markiplier, PewDiePie. It was years ago. So you create a fade, but because you were in it, you don't care. Now there's a new fade, you're not in it, you care. You did an ad of Magic the Gathering, which is really cool, by the way. Final Fantasy, I'm gonna get it back soon. I hope so. Nobody said, hey, the Jacksepticeye. It became irrelevant. Another thing, Nikocado Avocado. Nikocado Avocado, however, it's a really weird thing. This is a whole video in itself. You get a lot of weight, and he was doing like kind of mockumentary or kind of hate bait content. He was getting a lot of hate, and then he lost the weight and like, yeah, I was prepared for the hate. You guys were calling me fat yesterday, but I'm skinny. You just didn't know. You just didn't care, and now we're falling off. Nobody cares about him. He used to get a million views per video. He gets 25,000. That's a huge drop. What happened? Well, and now the content he's doing is perfect. And then the content he's doing is much happier here. He's much happier. However, he's still chasing for hits. So he'll do things like, please write me question, I'll answer question in the comments. So why he's doing that, it's not because he's, the reason why he's doing that is because YouTube will see comments as an engagement. The more engagement, the more they'll promote your videos. And I know I just said, well, I answer videos with TikTok, but TikTok doesn't pay me. It will never pay me because there's no currency. Well, for now, there's no creative funds in Canada, which means you cannot get paid in Canada. You can change your VPN, but then it's so stupid because if you change your VPN, you'll make some cash. But if they find you out, they'll delete the channel, right? I was talking about another person and I forgot that. The darker side of making content. And this I never talked about. And the reason why I never talked about this is because it happened yesterday. So you guys know that I don't watch a lot of things. I watch a series here and there, but I'm making content. So I'll watch Overlord. But I have this plan of recapping Overlord. The content I'm making is kind of cool because we're playing a lot of Gundam lately. And Gundam, narratively speaking, is very interesting. It's a very cool game. It's very cool. I like it a lot. So the fact that we're playing a lot doesn't matter because, narratively speaking, we're getting our fill. Philadelphia Collins. 52 minutes, which means we've been recording for an hour 50. You know how I know? Because it's telling me how much time I recorded. Forget I'm recording the gameplay. Duh. So I watch battles. This is my only so TikTok battles are the only content that I watch on a daily basis where there's, oh man, this is tough. This is the only content I watch on a daily basis where there's no gain for me. I'm not getting smarter, I'm not learning shit, I'm not getting, it's just dumbass content. I thought about this because I used to watch Jerry Springer, which I love. Rest in peace, Jerry. Big loss. Maury Povich. It's just trash TV. Just reality TV, make fun of those people. You make fun of those people. I make fun of those people. Everybody makes fun of those people. And it's two garbage people. So the one I watch the most are Shaye and Max Boy. The reason why I'm watching them is when it comes to French Canada, so TikTok is complex. TikTok, if you don't know the name of the content creator, they'll push around. So for example, TikTok is weird because they'll push around three type of people. The most popular. So about Cabby Lane, Charlie D'Amelio, I don't know. I don't fucking care. And then they'll push something else. They'll push people that you search for. So for example, Janice is super fucking funny. Janice doesn't like TikTok at all. Genesis is, however, this is how good of a friend he is, and this is why, like, I want to work with this guy, because he doesn't give a fuck about TikTok, but still, he watched the level, and he's aware of the marketing, or the financial aspect of it. Now, does he want to make content? Yes. Does he do it? Is he cursed right now? Yes. It's a great thing. He thinks about the behind the scene. I don't. I'm a bit too active, not a lot. I'm a bit too active, not enough of a thinker. I'm too much of a doer, not enough of a thinker. Tinker Bell. So I watch these two people. Now these two people are fucking garbage. One of them, there's recording of him hitting his stepmom, hitting his girlfriend. He scammed some people. He made some whatchamacallit, like lottery draws that was fake. So for example, what he would do is he would take a piece of scotch tape and put it on the bottom of a plate. So whatever he had to do, he had to have to find a name that was thick, and he knew it was the name. So he cheated. The other guy, Max Boy's a piece of shit. Always complaining, always scamming people. He really scammed a lot of people. And those are the two. So what am I trying to say is TikTok will push you. I'm so sorry. ADHD. TikTok will push content creators that are from your neighborhood or from your vicinity. So let's say you live in Italy. They'll push Italian content creator towards you because he's Italian. I'm French Canadian, so they're pushing Australian. No, they're pushing French Canadian. Although Australian are pretty cool. No hate over here. No hate. How crazy is this? And we started so tired and now we're good. I don't fucking understand. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. This is a good system. I don't know why. So they're pushing this content creator, and these are the two most hated people on the platform. So it's watching to people. Okay, so for example, right? I'm gonna give you this very specific thing. To me, TikTok battles are gladiator. It's attacking each other, and the people are cheering on. Say, oh my god, you stab him with your sword. You're so cool. No, you're not cool. You're killing someone. This is not cool. This is the longest ass video that I did in a while, and I'm kind of proud of myself for that. Why? I don't fucking know, but I am, which is a good thing, I guess. No, it's a good thing. So, oh yeah. Okay, so it's Gladiator, right? And then you realize that what if in the Gladiator ring there's two people. One of them killed his wife and his children, and the other one he torture people. Cool. I don't want to see them get hurt because they're bad people. They're two bad people hurting each other. There's no harm done. And yesterday I saw something, and it was possibly the most disgusting thing I saw in a while. And it was disgusting. So I like Shayi, the one who hit his stepmom and the one who did a trick, because he's a piece of shit, but he knows it. There's a bit like, this is the perfect amount. This is tasty as fuck. Ooh. Maybe the amount of sugar I had was the reason why I'm so awake. Maybe. Oh, by the way, I got this guy in my fucking DM. You know you are. If you watch this, you know you are. Talking to me about products that I'm not gonna have. Kinder cards, Kinder fucking she bonbon. There's something bonbon. And this is nuts. Right? She used to talk to me every single day, now she stopped. Do I care? And the guy, he doesn't care about being an asshole. It's like, this is me. But guess what? I'm entertaining, and you like watching me. I'm funny, which is true. The guy pretend like he's a good guy. The other guy, he comes in, and right away, he's like, okay, well, this is a battle. He doesn't spend time with his community. He doesn't care about his community. He just wants to make money, which it shows. Now the first thing. The second thing, yesterday, he has some celebrity. He talks to him at a third person. So this is, I don't know if you guys have this in English, but in French we have this. So, for example, my real name is Stefan. So, imagine if I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to you and I'm talking about Stefan. But instead of just saying je, which is I'm saying he. Who the fuck are you? Like, for example, I talk to you and we're talking about candies, Kinder. And I'm telling you, Stefan loves peach ring. Stefan likes coffee crisps. Oh, I fucking love that. But I don't use the I. So like, who the fuck do you think you are, dude? This is weird. Don't talk to yourself. Talk about yourself normally. You know, that's how you're being. It's like there's this. Okay, so in English the guys don't have that. In French we have that. So in English you have I, you, he, she, us, them. Yeah, that's it. And in French we have je, which is I. We have tu, which is a bastardized version of you. If you're talking to your friends, you say tu. If you're talking about somebody with respect, you say vous, which is vous voyez, which is a form of respect. It's like a form of, when you have a teacher, you say mademoiselle, you, miss. Your parents, you're supposed to say vous. It's a form of respect, right? And it's very submissive, but hey. I guess it's a cultural thing, right? So, and this guy talks about himself in his third period, and he's been lonely, and he feels like he's a celebrity. So he's telling himself, Max Boy does this, Max Boy does that. And yesterday, he spent, and I swear to God, by the way, I got it recorded. I didn't record it live, but oh my God. Look at this. This is so beautiful, because you see this sun ray. I love making content. Holy fuck, do I love this. It's hard, but it's the best job ever. It's the best job ever. Imagine you have this job, right? And you make some friends and you make a community and you have a healthy surrounding. It's beautiful. So then he's lonely and he's horny. So somebody says, when's the last time as a joke to make fun of him because they made fun of him because he's not liked. So it's like, oh, you're single. It's like, when the last time you saw a pair of tits? Literally, I got it recorded. I was recording the gameplay, but you can also hear the show in the background. So he's asking for a pair of tits, right? No, I'm so sorry. Somebody tells him to make fun of him. So it's like, when the last time you saw some tits? Like, oh, it's been a while. And then it gives him the idea of, I could get some tits because I'm popular. He spent 20 minutes talking about tits. 20 minutes. Now, in TikTok battles, what they'll do is they'll do it big battles. So a big battle is what? Big battle is a planned battles where your follower will go all out. Like, for example, right? I'm a content creator, I do battles. And I do 2 battles per night. I'm live every single day, without fail, and I do 2 battles per night. So you know that I'm gonna get around 700. No, yes, 712 battle total, right? 712 battles total. That's your maximum, right? So then you're not gonna be there 700 times. Then I'm gonna do it the big battles, and I'm like, listen, this happens twice a year, so please be there. And you're not gonna be there for 700 battles. You'll be there for 2 battles, right? That's what they're doing. And then nobody's participating, nobody's clicking the screen, nobody's got gift points, nobody's gifting. And he's like, guys, what is going on? Why are we losing? And you don't realize that you've been talking about tits and wanting to get some tits in DMs for the last 20 minutes. You think people like that? You think people love it? No, you fucking dumbass. People don't like that. So you just leave because they're uncomfortable. And then you rage quit because, I don't get money. Like, if I'm not here tomorrow, I'll cancel the battles. I'm not gonna get humiliated. So I told you, 2 garbage people. So why is that important for what we're saying? Because I don't know if there was a garbage people before you got famous. I don't go if there was a garbage people before all of TikTok. And now this is another subject. When we talk about celebrities, we used to talk about film stars. We talk about radio stars. We talk about a lot of things. Right now we're watching Howard Stern. Howard Stern because the amount of stuff that he used to do is insane. It's dark. It's crazy, right? It's dark. It's amazing though. Those people were a bunch. Is one person out of 1,000 could possibly make it out in a movie actor. One person, a lot of them was extra, right? So when you had to do PR, when you had to train somebody to be not an asshole, and to be humble, and to be a good person, and to have good values, and to look good on camera, you didn't have to train everybody. You had to train one person. Imagine, right? I take a razor, and I shave my hairs, and I shave my eyebrows, and I shave my mustache, and I shave everything. I'm gonna look like shit. And I'm gonna make a video that's gonna get 1,000 views, right? And then I'm gonna get addicted to it. I'm gonna get something further. I'm gonna steal from a store. I'm gonna do something criminal just to get some views. This person will get famous. They didn't learn how to be a good person. They became famous by doing some bad stuff. There's a lot of people that are against, like there's a couple of content creators that are shitty. They're shitty IRL, they're making fun of each other, they're aggressive. You're enabling that behavior by watching them. We had Fusi last year, who was a crash out king. Every single day, he crash out, every single day. A shitty human being. He was so fucking shitty. Why? Because people watched him for that. They wanted to do that. They wanted him to do that. And then you're blaming him like, oh, Fusi, why are you so shitty? I don't know. Maybe because you allow it. Maybe because you permit it. That's a very different thing. I allow you to be shitty. Why? Because I'm watching you and I'm saying, hey, you're fucking funny. Here's some cash. It's so fucked up, right? Mentally speaking, you're giving ego and power to people that shouldn't have ego or power. Like, this is gonna be wrong to me to say, but back in the day we had kings. And when he was a prince, right? They were trained at a very young age to be a good king, to be attentive. They were trained for that. They were trained when he became king. It's like, oh my god, this king is so good. How come? Well, because he leaves shade for it. It's possibly not natural. It's possibly some learned behavior. So content creation is a different world. It is a craziness. It is make it big or go home. It is amazing. It is this almost dream that we're selling you. But it's a reasonable dream. But you know what? You have more chance of being a content creator than winning the lottery. Right? But but with every single thing, there's just one thing. I'm gonna have to go because I'm gonna have to go to work. With every single thing, there's one thing. This one thing is the most important. Risk and rewards. Or the reward worth the risk. I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.